Howdy, y'all. I don't got my awesome camera lady here today, so it's just me holding the phone. So sorry if it gets bouncy or anything like that. But I've done a video showing you guys pretty much what I thought was the best shovel logging shovel for, steep slopes and stuff like that. There are really good machines out there. The Medill 3800 that my buddy runs, Jeff, it is a freaking powerhouse. Got a boom. It could reach the backside of the earth and tickle it, and he does phenomenal in his 3800. But for really steep ground and stupid spots where you probably shouldn't be in the first place, that Tiger Cat 855D, it's really hard to beat that for out shovel logging. It's a fast machine. It's plenty powerful. I mean, that thing is a freaking powerhouse. Like I said in one of my previous videos, it's like a freaking honey badger, just small but just ferocious as all hell. I don't like the fact that it's got a little mousy door, that it's easily accessible for mice to get in there, because the last thing you want to do on a steep freaking hillside, whatever, is have a mouse come running across you. A lot of people might not be bothered by that, but me, I'm pretty, not real fond of mice. When they, if I know they're there, it's one thing. It's when they run across you, I don't like to be spooked, and those things spook the hell out of me. I'm kind of a big guy or whatever, so it's pretty funny, whatever, to a lot of people seeing me kind of, oh god dang, it's a mouse. But hell, elephants are scared of mice, so I'm not really too worried about it. And I've also showed you guys what I thought was the best landing shovel, and pretty much for loading trucks and tending, landing around, doesn't chew up the road, doesn't, it's a good smooth machine. I mean, that thing is just smoother than heck, which is the 325D. Well, the video I did was on the 324, but at the same time, the 324 is similar to the 325, but 325, in my opinion, is a little bit better of a machine, with a longer boom, and you can actually lift the boom up all the way, so loading trucks, you don't have to pull the trailer so far away. But what I've yet to show you guys is the best shovel there is. Best shovel ever, best shovel ever, pretty much. And what I think that is, which, some of you might disagree. Some of you guys might be John Deere fans. Some of you guys, I actually really like Komatsu's, whatever, just the machine in particular, whatever. They seem to be really reliable machines. So there might be some of you that are Kobelco fans. But what we have is a Prentice 600 right here. Oh dang. All right, I'm on this log deck and I'm doing my flip-flop, so bear with me, and no camera lady. Okay, all right, it's got a big old set of grapples on them. I think they're 60-inch. I'm not 100% sure. They might be a little bit bigger. There's no rotate, does not spin around, so you kind of hit a tree and get them to rotate, which there's just a pin rod broken from the motor down into there, which can be fixed. The motor's fine, but yeah, so I don't have any rotate. Okay, it's got a big Cummins 400 Frankenstein in the back of her. We'll go up here and check her out. And as you can tell, the old fuselage is on the opposite side. Controls are a little weird to get used to, for sure. They're definitely a little different than anything else I've ever ran. But at the same time, this is the first machine I've ever loaded a truck with right here. I had an old boss a long time ago. He's like, okay, Rob, you're the loader man. I was all like, well, I've never loaded a truck, Butch. And he's all like, well, you can build a deck of logs, can't you? Like, yeah, I'm sure I can build a deck of logs. He's like, well, get up there and build that deck of logs on my dang truck. You're the loader man. Get your ass up there. So that was my introduction to loading trucks. With this old girl right here, old Prentice 600B. It's a track-mounted machine, which tracks aren't the best. They like to fall off. I'm trying my hardest to keep a track on. And not only that, they're kind of a weird setup. If you let grease out of them, it tightens the track. If you put grease in them, it loosens the track. Completely backwards to anything else in the world. I'm not sure about the world. There are some pretty funny machines out there. But back to this motor. I do believe it's a 400 Cummins, maybe a big cam 400. I'm not 100% sure, but motor's a freaking screamer. It's got the radiator of a narrow nose Pete in her. As you can see the little wings there. Had to cut that open to get that radiator stuffed in here. Fuel tank, it's kind of offset because the hood as you can see, kind of slants up because, all right, let me climb down here. Because obviously this motor was not made for this machine. Somebody Frankensteined her in there. 3 hydraulic pumps, which everything's plenty accessible. You can blow a hose, whatever. It's going to be right out here in the open. Pretty awesome. Little catwalk here. All right, back there we got the battery tray and the hydraulic fill tube there, you know, on top so no water gets in there, even though it's got a little T-valve. All right, let's open up the bottom. And the cab tilts. All right, and you see we got all kinds of disaster going on inside here. Well, a fire extinguisher, just in case this disaster ever decides to catch on fire. You can attempt to put it out. Air tank, hey, I mean, you can pump up a tire next to it. That's pretty cool. I'm not real sure why it has an air compressor in it, but it does. There's a little heater, all kinds of stuff in there. And up here, all right, just comfort, all about creature comfort. You see, it does have controls. It's not a stick machine, but it's pretty awkward because that pedal we're looking at, the far one over there, that's the heel rack. This pedal right here would be the grapple rotate if the grapple rotate worked. The craziest thing about this thing is, right, of course, that's the hydraulic lock. You just lift the whole thing up, you know. That's pretty good, so you don't bump into it. That's the locks set up there. And you know, it's got a friend in her somewhere. I think it's probably moved out by now. We'll hop inside of her. And all right, there's not much room in here. It's pretty uncomfortable, really. You're kind of sitting forward, and it's not a very comfortable seat at all. After about 20 minutes or so, your butt starts going to sleep. So there is that. But it's got a cup holder. That's pretty freaking neat. It's got you know, gauges. I'll go ahead and turn the key on here. See, the gauges all work. Hey, you see, I've actually been running it for a little bit here. But good part here. Oh, just like my Samurai, my T100, she's push to start. That's right. All right, as you can see, the old Cummins just pops right to life. 150 degrees. She's got 40 pounds of oil pressure, which that's plenty. It's plenty. That's good, I think. I don't know. Well, that's just an idle. And then right down in here, that's your throttle. Oh yeah. No exhaust, so it just screams like bloody murder out there. As you rev it up, you see you get your oil pressure goes up a little bit. And yeah, okay, now this is my idea of the best shovel ever. And for no other reason, for the fact that it's mine. This is my shovel. It's the only reason why I think this is the best shovel ever. Because it's mine. See, it's kind of weird sitting on this side of that boom. And those hoses look like they could blow any minute. But these old Prentices, I'll climb out of here. Oh, you see, the catwalk's kind of, well, it doesn't have a catwalk. It's just got these steps here. So I climb out. Make sure I don't go falling onto the track, even though these tracks will probably hurt a little less than the 325. I've actually fell out of my 325 before and broke a couple ribs. Fractured my hip and put a hole in my side. But that's what you get for being in too much of a hurry, and a lunch bag and all that stuff in my hand goes sliding down the rail and met the track really quick. So I've kind of learned my lesson there. 3 points contact, just like the old safety man, old Tom. High five, Tom. He's actually our safety guy. He's an OSHA guy, whatever, and he's missing an arm. He's a really nice guy, whatever. So he's been in a logging accident. And he lost his arm. So who better to be your safety guy than someone who's actually, you know, lost a limb, pretty much, you know. I'm sure it could have been avoided, because like he says, most accidents could have been avoided. But yeah, so I figured I'd go through and give you guys a video of what I think is the best shovel ever. You see a broken window there, but it hasn't came all the way out. She's probably ready. It's kind of out of the seal right there. And go ahead and climb down. Ugh. All right, I'm not necessarily dressed for the occasion, whatever, to be out here throwing freaking wood around, but I had a little bit of time, so I figured I'd come out here and move some stuff around and do a quick little video of what I thought was the best shovel ever. And here she is, the Prentice 600B track mount, Frankenstein Cummins, no exhaust, louder than heck, no swing brake. Nothing smooth about it. The track might fall off at any minute of time, but she runs like a scalded dog. And it's always been actually a pretty decent machine. Really has. Obviously for a long freaking time. I don't know what year model it is, anything like that. I imagine probably dig around and find something, but I have not done that yet. So, all right, hopefully you guys enjoy my videos, and if you do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give me a like, maybe comment something if you got some experience with these old Prentice 600, or there's something I should know besides the fact that tomorrow's going to really suck, whatever, getting used to my regular shovel again after running this thing for a little while, because it's been so long since I ran it. I actually just recently purchased it off a buddy that bought it off my old boss, and it's because I needed to pluck stumps and move logs around, so went ahead and made the purchase. So, what's your favorite shovel? What's your best all-time? But what do you think is the best shovel of all time? Because now you know mine. All right, stay awesome to each other. Because especially nowadays, since, you know, if you're good to somebody, smile, whatever, give them a good attitude, they're likely to carry on and give someone else a, you know, a smile, maybe a lighten their freaking day up. Attitudes are contagious. Nowadays, we need stuff like that as much as possible. So thank you, stay awesome, and hopefully you enjoy. Prentice 600B.